Good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to all participants joining us today. We are delighted to host the 8th edition of the Industry Masterclass series brought to you by the Kerala Knowledge Economy Mission. Today's session is titled Navigating the Future Trends and Innovation in Logistics and Supply Chain Management. I'm Kirti VK and I'll be your host for this session. The Industry Masterclass series is designed to connect learners like you with seasoned professionals from various sectors, helping you understand career paths, industry trends, required skills, and real world expectations. Through these sessions, we aim to build bridges between academic learning and industry demands, preparing you to step into the future of work with confidence and clarity. Now, it's a great privilege to welcome our speaker for the evening, Mr. Siju Siddharthan, Deputy General Manager, DP World. He has over 20 years of experience in logistics and supply chain management and has conducted numerous invited lectures across the country and continues to inspire young professionals in their career journey. So, without further delay, let's invite Siju sir to take over the session. Sir, the stage is yours.
Good evening, everyone. Kirti, what I will try to do is I will run down a small presentation, and at the end of that, I will have a Q&A session, because what I've seen is a lot of questions which are need to be addressed. So that is where the focus has to be. So guys, let us run down a small presentation. And am I audible? And
Yes, sir. Audible.
all is good, right? Yeah. So let us run down a small presentation. Am I visible? Is the presentation visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So navigating the future trends and innovation in logistics and supply chain. That's what we will deal with. So I will give you a brief about how logistics works, and then we will go to each and every topic. So the agenda of this session will be what are the top companies and their expectations from the freshers, diverse career path in logistics and supply chain, because logistics and supply chain is huge. It is like an ocean. I mean, there's a lot of applications, a lot of companies which work for logistics and supply chain. So I'll bifurcate each and every one, and I will make you understand which companies do what, and where they are applicable, and how the whole thing works. Then yes, okay. So going to any industry, there is an amount of basic skill sets and certifications which is required. Logistics, maybe around 10-15 years back, it doesn't require any certification, but now things have changed. Things have changed for things have completely changed. Logistics has become more of tech than pure operations, and the industry trends and future opportunities. And these are some of the major companies, like the DHLs and the UPS supply chains, Maersk Line, Kuehne+Nagel, PSA, Port of Singapore Authority. These are a couple of the major companies, which you guys should be focusing on. So what top companies expect? See, you guys should have basic knowledge of supply chain and logistics to start a career with. You should know what is a procurement, how the logistics function works. Then you should be savvy with your Excels, SAP systems, warehouse management systems, and transport management systems, because these days companies are integrated. Your operations is always not local. Your operations will be global. So you cannot run on Excel sheets and manual additions. So what most of the companies, bigger companies, have is their own enterprise systems. We call it SAP systems, or we call it warehouse management systems. Then we have terminal operating systems. All your container shipping is run by ports and terminals, and they have their own system, which is called the terminal operating system. Then you have the Oracle system for warehouse management, then Oracle system for transportation management. So you should be computer savvy, because that is where the world is moving. So nothing is being done manually. Even the customs, Indian customs, all the filing, all the documentation, It's all online. It's not, nothing is manual these days. So that is one skill set that you guys have to develop. And I think Kerala, I mean, we don't have much of a problem. We have been all educated. We are all tech savvy, so that has never been a problem with Kerala. So then you should have this analytical thinking and data interpretation and all that. So we'll deal with that later. Then adaptability and willingness to learn, because this logistics framework has been like, this domain has completely changed. There's so much of changes. Your AI is coming in, your, robotics is coming in a big way, your automated warehouses is coming in. So, you have to keep, adapting to changing situations. That is one thing, you will have to focus on, because change is imminent. I mean, change is always there, and you will have to adapt to all those changes. Then you have to work in teams, so you should be a team player. And then your communication skills should be good. See, communication plays a vital role, especially communication in the English language, because if you are part of an international business, then English is mandatory. You have to deal with your clients in China, you have to deal with your clients in Australia, Africa, Europe, US. So the communication skill is very, very important, because you don't deal in local audience. You only deal with customers and your co-workers across the globe. Communication is very, very important, and problem solving, because logistics is a very practical area where you come across a problem and you sit and start solving those issues, because challenges keep coming in the logistics domain. Okay, so boosting your profile as a fresher. So so you are a blessed generation, because you have YouTubes and you have online courses and your LinkedIn's, and you have so much of knowledge, I mean, right on your fingertips. Even with a small mobile, I mean, you can easily access to all these programs. So please try to find some internship, work on projects, especially on the logistics side of it. Every company in India has something to do with the logistics. Either they are sourcing something, they are manufacturing something, they're selling something. Everywhere your logistics comes into play. So try to find a company where you can at least have a basic 6 months project or an internship, which will give you a very, very good understanding about the logistics world, and that will actually help you build your career in the logistics and supply chain industry. Then industry exposure through seminars and webinars. So these days in LinkedIn and a lot of other platforms, you have a lot of webinars happening, which is easy for us to access. And there are a lot of webinars which are happening from Europe and US and all that. Though the time zone would be a little bit of a problem, but there are so many webinars on logistics and supply chain. Please find time and attend those webinars. That will give you a lot of idea. Then we go into the career path in logistics and supply chain domain roles. Okay, so this is where I would like to have more questions, because see, logistics is a very wider, logistics and supply chain is a very wider industry. But if you really look at then the major bifurcations are, or major areas are your procurement and sourcing. Every company has a lot of imports or a lot of inputs which go into their manufacturing. So all your procurement and sourcing is done by them. You have the vendors, if you have multiple transportation vendors, so you will need managers to run those, and then analysts who analyze all these data. Then you need planning and forecasting teams. Then you have demand planners, inventory analysts. If you have a huge warehouse, these days warehouses are huge, massive. They are running to lakhs of square feet. So how do you manage? How do you understand which item is stored in which location, and how this has to be transported? So inventory management is a very, very critical thing, and it comes mainly in your warehousing and the container terminal business. Then your logistics and fleet transportation. These days you can see road infrastructure is developing like anything in India, and there's a lot of transportation and logistics requirement across, and there's a huge number of openings also, because even if you manufacture something, it has to be transported from your plant to the end customer. It has to go to a distribution center, then it has to go to a final warehouse, and then from there it may have to send to a store or a supermarket. So that transportation is a huge business in India, and it is growing in leaps and bounds. So that is one area where you guys can focus on. In fact, in Kerala also, we have seen a huge jump in transportation and logistics services, especially your road transportation. Because Kerala being in the south, we don't have much of a rail transportation. A rail is huge in North India, but not in South India. But yes, transportation is a huge business where you can look at as a career. Then warehousing. So warehousing, okay, last maybe 5 years, 5 to 10 years, warehousing has been booming like anything in India. You put any major cities on the outskirts, you can see massive warehouses in Mumbai, in Delhi, in fact in Cochin, in Chennai, Bangalore. Bangalore has got huge warehousing facilities. All these, and even now we have started having dark warehouses or your automated warehouses. That is something totally different. Highly automated warehouses. So DP World developed recently. DP World developed a warehouse for Apple. So all your Apple iPhones manufactured in India come to that particular mother warehouse. It's automated warehouse. It's a temperature controlled automated warehouse for Apple, and all the inventory comes to that particular warehouse, and from there it goes to either the domestic market or the international market. So that kind of highly specialized warehouses are also coming in India, and I've seen there's a lot of warehouses which are coming in your Cochin area, because the demand for warehousing is huge. And plus all your quick commerce, they need a warehouse to do the distribution and final last mile. So warehousing is a huge, and warehousing is one area where you just need to stay in front of your system. That's it. Everything is controlled through system these days. Everything is automated. Everything is controlled through your computers. So that is one skill set you will have to develop. Then coming to e-commerce, as I was talking about all your Amazons and Flipkarts and all this, they are the backbone of this warehousing industry now. And this Q-commerce is growing like anything in India, especially your Swiggies and Zomatos and all these Q-commerce guys. Then your analytics and data. Okay, so data is required everywhere. So you need to have people like ERP specialists and data analysts. So every organization will have not just the logistics, but even the manufacturers will have. Then consulting, of course, if you are on a senior level, then consulting is a huge business in logistics and supply chain. So and sustainability, yes, logistics also works on a lot of sustainability. You will see maybe 2-3 years down the line, you will see a lot of vehicles, all your EV vehicles coming into picture. We are running some pilot projects for EV trucking in India and Africa. So you will see a lot of those kind of sustainable transportation coming into India. We use a lot of shipping companies use green fuel. Airlines have started using green fuel. So you will see more of sustainability also coming into picture. And okay, so on the right hand side is these are the particular industries where you can focus in the logistics domain. It's basically your transportation, your international maritime, your shipping, logistics companies, manufacturing company. If you look at any manufacturing company, be it your FMCGs or be it your pharmaceutical companies, or be it your automotive companies, every company also has their own logistics and supply chain team. They are the ones who run their inventories. They are the ones who run their imports, your input commodities, and then the final products, finished goods. So even if you look at any particular industry like an auto or a chemical or a pharmaceutical, even they have each company has their own supply chain, and those supply chain people are basically your logistics and supply chain guys, and they are the ones who run their internal and external supply chains. So those are the companies that you can focus on. And then you have pure supply chain companies like your DHLs and FedExes and Expeditors, DP Worlds and your Port of Singapore Authority, Maersk Line. They are the pure supply chain companies. You can focus on those companies as well. Okay, must have skills. Okay, core skills. Basically, your Excel, Power BI dashboards are coming into play now. You find more of Power BIs and Excels being used in almost every organization now. Your ERP systems, as I said earlier, you need the SAP systems, you need the Oracle systems. So every organization will have their own system. Either mostly you find the SAP or Oracle, and then Oracle will have bifurcations and SAP will have that. So most of your manufacturing companies will go through SAP, but all your transportation and logistics companies have Oracle. But this is something that you will learn hands-on, because you can't really learn on your own. But yeah, basic familiarity with Oracle systems and SAP systems will be good. But then it's a mostly an on job. Wherever you join, I mean, they will teach you. But these systems are very critical, because across the globe, I mean, these are the systems. So it doesn't matter. You work in Kerala, you work in Mumbai or Chennai, or you work in a Dubai or Australia or in New York, anywhere in the globe. I mean, these are the systems they use. Logistics that way is such a leveler. Whatever you learn, whatever your skill sets are, it's applicable everywhere. And the same kind of systems are used across the globe. So especially in the Middle East and all that, it's all the same. Whatever systems and the processes you learn in Kerala or in Chennai or Bangalore, they're the same systems which people use across the globe. So that gives you a lot of edge, because you have an experience of 1 or 2 years over there in India, and you can work anywhere in the globe, Then you are lead and Six Sigma and all that. That's basically your quality management systems. And then your soft skills, yes, communication, leadership, and time management. Time management is very critical, because logistics depends on time. I mean, you have to be on time. That's and most of the time, if you are in international business, you work across the time zones. So by morning, your China is up, your Singapore is up. By afternoon, your UK, Europe is up. Late mornings, your Middle East is up. Then by evening, your US is up. So time management is something very critical for anyone who is working in the logistics industry. And then negotiation skills and all that. If you have vendors and all that, you need to have those negotiation skills and all that. Okay, these are some of the certifications which logistics companies look at. So you are certified supply chain professionals, Six Sigma, digital. So I have given it in a tabular form, so it will be easier for you. So there is a body called ASCM, which gives you the certified supply chain professional certification. It's end-to-end supply chain kind of thing. It's a good one, approved by the industry. Then you have the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transportation, CILT, India certification. That is also quite good. But I would recommend these are certifications. You have to work in an organization for at least 6 to 1 year, and then go for these kind of certifications. It'll really help. IATA cargo and logistics certification, that's quite good, especially if you deal in air cargo and you wanted to get into air cargo companies and business. That is something that will really help. Certified in supply chain, this basically for your supply chain security, because terrorism and threats are very, very. So most of these companies look for these kind of certified people. Okay, this is going to change the whole world in the next 5 to 10 years. Not even 10 years. 5 years is more than enough, because you see a lot of AI applications, IoT applications, blockchain, especially in the warehousing and all that. Robotics is coming in a huge way. So here I would always recommend. I tell my audience, you always focus on skilled jobs. Don't go in for an unskilled job, especially in the logistics and supply chain domain, because all your unskilled one will be taken over by your AIs and basically robotics and AI, because robotics is coming in a big way. India, we hardly had automated warehouses. Now we can see a huge boom in automated warehouses. And these automated warehouses, they don't have a time limit. They don't have a timing. They work 24/7, 365 days, day, night. And most of these highly automated warehouses are dark warehouses. You don't even have a lighting system inside those warehouses. It's all like completely automated. The guy who manages the warehouse will sit in front of his laptop and he will enter certain products which has to be delivered automatically. These cranes and these robotics will go pick it up and bring it and pack it and do everything. That is going to be a huge transformation, and this will actually reduce the cost, and then it will improve the efficiency. So you will see a lot of automation coming in. So I would always recommend my friends and colleagues and my students focus on highly skilled jobs, running a warehouse, running their supply chain, ERP systems, those kinds of jobs, that will always be there and on demand.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry to interfere. The slides are not changing. Presentation is not changing.
Now,
It's now in the intro page, intro slide.
okay, wait a second.
Okay, sir.
So what you can see in this, can you Kirti?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, are you able to see my screen?
Yes. Now it's visible, sir.
Okay, so okay, great. So I think we have. Okay, so I'll just run down, which I have covered. These are basically the supply chain companies, which are there to be focused on, and these are the major points which we will discuss. Second slide is about the companies. Okay, so what is expected from the freshers? Basic industry knowledge, supply chain, logistics, and procurement. You should be tech savvy. You should have this warehousing systems and SAP system. You should have basic knowledge of that. Then adaptability, boosting your proficiency as a fresher. So you have a lot of online courses these days. I mean, you have courses, online courses. You have YouTube, so many learning opportunities, and you have webinars. There are a lot of foreign webinars which are very, very interesting. Then on your right hand side, I have given those top shipping companies. So world's biggest shipping companies are your MSC. I think MSC is more infamous now across Kerala. So then you have your most clients, your CMAs, CGMs, the Costco's. Costco's are big in China. Then you have the Hapag-Lloyd, German shipping company. Then you have One Line, which is a Japanese shipping company. Then you have the HM Hyundai, which is basically a Korean shipping company. Yangming, your Zim Lines, all those shipping companies. So these are the particular industries where you guys should focus on. Basically, your transportation, international maritime. Maritime has all your shipping and container, right? All that comes in the international maritime. And your manufacturing companies, each manufacturing company has a their own supply chain team. So you can focus on those companies and gain some experience in those companies, and you can figure out which is a better domain for you. Then you have pure supply chain companies which run their own transportation, distribution, warehousing. So companies like your DHLs, Expeditors, Kuehne+Nagel's, your Expeditors, your Schenkers. These are some of the world's biggest supply chain companies. And of course, yeah, DP World and your Port and Singapore Authority. Those guys are big. Core skills are your SAP systems, ERP systems is something which is very, very important. Then your lean supply chain, Six Sigma, all that. Soft skills like communication, leadership, time management, negotiation. All this is very, very important. Essential certifications, multiple certifications that you require, like the certification supply chain professionals. Then you have the Chartered Institute of Logistics. There are a lot of certification programs. Guys can focus on that. I mean, that is something very, very relevant in current scenario. Then you have the IATA Cargo Logistics certification. Then certification in supply chain and security studies. Then I was talking about your AI, IoT, blockchain, robotics. A lot of automated warehouses coming into picture in India and abroad, of course. Europe and all, you have a lot of automated warehouses. So that is something that you can focus on, and always focus on a highly skilled job. That will really help you. Growth of hyperlocal deliveries, your green logistics, EV fleets. A lot of companies are focusing on EV vehicles. Then the future is more like you will have a logistics service which will be like a circular or a recycled base, where they will not just focus on delivering a commodity, but there will be a lot of reverse logistics. There will be a lot of products which come back to the manufacturing companies. So it has to be a holistic thing. Then you have the life cycle management of a product. So from sourcing the raw material to running the final mile distribution and delivery can be taken care by a logistics or service supply chain company. So a lot of companies focus on life cycle management, their entire life cycle of that product. Then everything is cloud based now. All planning tools, everything is cloud based. Nothing is done locally. Then remote collaboration and global. This is something really really great happening across the globe. You can sit in India and run a warehouse in UK and start sourcing something from Africa and do so. Online running supply chain is getting very prominent. So this means you can sit at your home and run your supply chains, or you can work for companies abroad, because it's all everything is, if your warehouse is an automated warehouse, you can run it from any corner of the world, as long as you have a very good internet connection and all that. Then logistics techs and startups, lot of logistics companies are coming up. Lot of companies, especially in Bangalore, they've have startups, new products coming in. The drone deliveries are coming in a big way. Your last mile, first mile deliveries. Then you have your app based, the porters and all that. A lot of tech startups are also coming in. Then your trade compliance and global supply chain, it's basically your customs and those kind of activities. That is also one area you can focus. So if you want to become a customs agent, or customs broker, then what you have to do is you have to write an exam, and then you clear that, and they will give you a G card, H card. Once you have that, you can have your own firm, do custom clearance for exporters and importers. Then AI driven focusing is more of a tech side world. Then conclusion, logistics, it's a very dynamic, future proof, multiple career avenues are there. So much to do, because logistics is something that's become very critical, and especially after COVID, everybody understands that if your supply chain are not robust, it's going to take you nowhere. So supply chain has become very critical for any organization, any manufacturing organization. You've seen pharmaceutical companies running here and there to get their supply chains, especially raw materials and the final products, delivered to hospitals and clinics. So supply chain is very critical for any organization. And after COVID, there has been a lot of focus on supply chain and logistics by all these manufacturers, and it can make or break your organization, because supply chain has become so critical. If you produce something and if you're not able to send it to your markets, you're done. Your organization will fall. So that is something everybody realizes, and supply chain has become more prominent in the last 4-5 years. Then it's always a continuous learning. You have to keep on learning and innovating, and that's the key to success. And you have to be very curious, stay curious, stay prepared. So future is SCM. There's a lot of future in the supply chain management, and that is one area you guys can look at as your career option. Then let's have the Q&A session. Anybody any questions? I would be more than happy to take questions. Kirti, we can run the Q&A session now.
Yes, sir, we can.
Yeah.
And they are asking questions in the chat box.
Okay. Okay, wait a second. What is your chat?
Learners, you can unmute and ask the questions directly.
Yeah, that should be better. You can. I don't think we have. It's only 20-30 people, right? You guys can shoot questions. That's much easier for us. And if somebody wants to switch on their videos, more than happy to have a face-to-face interaction, because I tell you, globally, the world works now online. So it's as good as we talk to each other. And I would love to answer all your questions. And please, you can ask me in Malayalam, not at all a problem. I'm absolutely fine with that. So who wants to go first?
So Abhijit is saying that he don't have a mic, so he's asking
Okay,
through
okay,
the chat box.
okay. So, okay. So I have a question from Abhijit. So how did you transfer from marketing to logistics? I'm asking you. Started marketing and want to move into a tech field, preferably logistics. Logistics. Okay, so logistics has one huge advantage. You will have guys from the tech side. So I'm a lot of team members who are from the engineering side of this. And you really don't need to be thinking okay, so I need to have some background on logistics, and then only I can get into the supply chain or logistics. No, nothing like that. You can focus on certain companies, then you can apply to those companies, and they will actually call you. Logistics that way has been always a very flexible industry where they accept students from multiple domains. You need not be. You can be a commerce graduate. You can be an arts graduate. You can be a BTech guy. You can easily adapt to the logistics, and then if you want to be on the tech side of it, yes, that's a very good thing. I've seen a lot of people who are basically commerce guys, and they are on the tech side of the logistics. Where they do all the you know dashboards and all the analytics and stuff like that. So that's a very good option. You can. I mean, there's absolutely no problem with that. Okay, so who is next? So can you share about the exim executive job roles? Okay, so international business is very wide. So your jobs start from what you call being a supply chain of freight forwarding companies. They manage everything for an exporter. So they will do custom clearance, they will do transportation, first mile, last mile, whatever, depending on your Incoterms and all that. Then what they will do is, they will arrange for the shipping containers. So, or they will connect with shipping companies. They will make available all the containers which is required. Then they will do the custom clearance over there. So there are a lot of things that and exim side of it takes care of. So you can actually work in a shipping company, your Maersks and your MSCs and your Costco's and all that. That is one. And almost all these companies have entry level jobs. So once you start working for a year or two, you will gain some experience, and then you can figure out what is really needed. But yes, I mean exim, it's a huge. And what I have seen is they are unable to get the right people. That has always been a challenge. That has always been a challenge for lot of organizations. They don't get the right mix of people. So try getting onto LinkedIn, look at all the opportunities available, try to apply to those, and I'm 100% sure you will get something or the other. And exim is huge. You have an experience in India, it counts everywhere else. I mean, you do the same thing. So I have friends who work in UK, friends working in Australia. They've all worked in India for 1 or 2 years, and then they moved abroad. So it's a very big leveler. Okay. Take a PGDMA logistics, which certification is better for that course? Okay, so yeah, I mean, some basic course in logistics will always help. I'm not sure about what are the topics they cover in this PGDMA, but yes, I mean, it's always better. I mean, there are a lot of courses. In fact, I would say you can take some online courses also, and that is good enough. I mean, if you dedicate some time to that, it's good enough. You don't need to go do some fancy course and all that. Basic courses are also good enough to have an entry level job, and then you see, logistics is something that you have to keep on learning. So even if you have a job, you have to do some certification course in every 2 years, 3 years. It always helps. Okay, I'm planning to take. Okay, so
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Ajmal.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. This is Ajmal Khan from Asian School of Business, Trivandrum.
Yeah, Ajmal. Go ahead, please.
Sir, actually, I'm a first year MBA student in Asian School of Business in Trivandrum, and also running a small few businesses in Trivandrum also as a government supplier and private project vendor supplier.
Very good.
Sir, sir, I have some personal clarifications, or I have some ideas regarding the Vizhinjam port or whatever the new opportunity. No, not the new opportunity. I have one idea or one startup idea in my mind
Ah,
for for picking up these kind of things in Vizhinjam port, or regarding the logistics and supply chain management in Vizhinjam port in Trivandrum.
correct. Good, 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 good.
So,
Tell me.
so I think this is not the right platform to say these kind of things. And sir, is any possibility to give your number, or I will share your number, sir? I will share
Yeah,
my number to you.
you can. In fact, I know I'm there on LinkedIn. You can just drop me a message on LinkedIn, which is
Yeah,
much
for sure, sir.
easier for me. Just drop me a message. Just Google my name, you will get it. So,
Okay,
drop
sir.
me. And yeah, it's a very good idea. In fact, yes, Vizhinjam has been a game changer for Kerala. Vizhinjam should have come at least 20 years back, but thank God, I mean, it has happened. And Vizhinjam has been, able to do very good volumes in the last couple of months.
Yeah,
And
for
the
sure.
volume has crossed a lakh plus TUs. And I would, so I don't know how many of you have heard about Mundra or have been to Mundra. Mundra has been transformed like anything. It was a small port around 20 years back, but today, if you see the kind of development in Mundra, the warehouses and huge warehouses and logistics parks and stuff like that. So yes, Vizhinjam will also grow into that kind of. See, your port-based development is huge. I mean, if you look at any big cities like Rotterdam or your Singapore, for instance, they have a port-centric development. A port came in, and then the whole city developed over there. So 15, 20 years down the line, you will see lot of changes coming in. And Vizhinjam is a right place because you have the draft. Any ship, any amount of ship, at least whatever we create in the next 5 to 10 years, also will be easily able to come to Vizhinjam. So any bigger ships, anything can really dock in Vizhinjam, and that's a very good initiative by both the government of Kerala and as well as the Adani Place. So that is something that please focus on that, because that is one area where you will see a lot of. So you will find a lot of jobs in shipping companies. They will all start their offices over there. Second is a lot of warehousing and transportation will come in. Then you have your free zones and industry zones also coming in. So yes, I mean, it will be a game changer for Kerala. Yes, it will be a big change for each one of us. Yes.
Yeah, for sure, sir. Anyway, I will reach to you in in
Please
LinkedIn,
reach
sir.
me. Yeah,
LinkedIn.
I will. I normally
Surely, I
respond.
will get in touch with you, sir. For sure.
You can please reach across. So,
Okay.
yeah, Ajmal, thank you. Then, okay, what certification courses would you recommend for someone new to the field? So, that Indian Institute of Logistics and Management, they have some online courses, they have some offline courses. Try to do some short-term courses, and then apply for some shipping companies or logistics companies. They will take you. So there is always a dearth of freshers in the logistics side. They need a lot of new people. So I don't think getting a job in the logistics sector will be a problem. Do some short-term course and then get into a logistics company. Certification. Okay, so which course is better after graduation? Okay, so after graduation, things have slightly changed. What I would always recommend is, if you've done your graduation, try to work in an organization for at least a year or two, and then go for your master's program and an MBA, basic MBA. You don't need to really specialize in a logistics supply chain. Basic MBA should be good enough. But yeah, have some work-ex. That will give you a lot of idea. I mean, how your master's program should be, and then in Kerala, you have a lot of options available. Try a couple of courses. So I've listed down a couple of courses which are pretty good. I think you guys will get a copy of the presentation, so we can take it from there. But there are a lot of courses now. There are a lot of courses, and a lot of courses which are online also. So you don't need to physically be in another city or place. Yes, I think I'm done with most of the questions in the chat box. So yeah. So anybody else who wants to shoot some questions, I'll be more than happy to take it. You don't need to hesitate. You can shoot in Malayalam. ഒരു പ്രശ്നമില്ല. ആരെങ്കിലും എന്തെങ്കിലും ചോദിക്കാണ്ടെങ്കിൽ പ്ലീസ്, I'll be happy to answer. I think we have time. 15 minutes we have.
Sir, Alina is asking through the chat box.
Okay, wait a second. Let me take the chat. Alina. Okay, Alina. Yes. What key skills or steps would you recommend for a fresher to break into project management field? I'm currently pursuing Google Project Management. Okay. So for project management, there are a lot of programs which are there. You get online courses as well. So I would recommend instead of project management, they have a couple of courses. You can do a couple of those courses. Skills, basically, analytical skills and time management and all that is required in your project management. Google Projects is good. That is also a good one. And see if you can get some internship, in some organization where they take interns as project management. So that will really help you, have a fair understanding about how the whole thing works. But project management is huge. So any organization, any shipping companies or any ports and terminals, So we are coming up with a port in Gujarat. So we have a huge team of project management people who do it's a greenfield project. So you have to build your terminals. So it is entirely done by our project management team. So all these shipping companies, port companies, they have their project management team. And basic skills, your computer savvy, you have to have your Excels and all that. And plus there are a couple of packages which normally a project management companies use one of those, have a fair understanding of that. Basic skills are good enough, but project management is a very good domain, because there's a lot of applications wherever they have a project. Everything is a project these days. So whenever they have a project, new greenfield project coming in, you guys are always required. So we have a huge project management team sitting in Dubai. They run all these projects, across Asia, Africa. A lot of terminals are coming up. So they are the ones who there's a lot of travel involved. You have to go to the site and all that stuff. But yeah, project management is one good field to have, and basic skills. I mean, Google Projects is good. I hope, Alina, I was able to answer your questions. Anybody else who wants to have any questions?
Learners, this is a great opportunity for all of you, so you can share your doubts here.
I mean, please feel free to ask. എന്തെങ്കിലും ഡൗട്ട് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ചോദിച്ചോളൂ, നോ പ്രോബ്ലം. ഐ മീൻ മലയാളത്തില് ചോദിച്ചോളൂ. I don't have a problem. I'll be more than happy to answer your queries. Logistics, there's a lot of things happening. Robotics is happening. Your automated warehouses are happening. AI, blockchain, everything is rampantly used. Developers are required. We have a huge tech team. India, we have development centers in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Delhi. We have a huge tech team sitting in India. And for the tech team, they develop softwares not only for India, they develop for across the globe. So these people work on projects in Australia, in Africa, in Latin America, Brazil. I mean, there's a project happening in Brazil. So when there's huge opportunity, we call it DP World, technology team. So that is something is happening. അങ്ങനെ ഇഷ്ടംപോലെ ഡെവലപ്മെന്റ്സ് ഉണ്ട്. DP World കൊച്ചിനില് we have a terminal there. I think Binoy J. As a fresher with an MBA, sorry, BBA in logistics and shipping management, what roles would you suggest for me to gain experience? Okay, so that I land on a high-paying job in the future. See, okay, so if you have figured out, you wanted to be in a shipping company or a logistics or a supply chain company, apply to any of those shipping companies or logistic companies. Shipping companies, you have the Maersk line, you have online, and you will get them on LinkedIn also. They put a lot of positions on LinkedIn, entry level positions. You can get into their, if you want marketing, you can get into the marketing side of it. You want to get into their, operations is there, customer service is there. There's always a huge demand. And customer care, there's a big boom happening in India. A lot of these shipping companies, they have their customer, centers, huge customer centers with, global customer centers, or, their, GSC, global service centers in India, in Chennai, in Bangalore, in Pune, in Mumbai. They're placing all their, customer activity out of India now. So there's a lot of opportunity over there. In fact, DP World also has a, GSC in India. It's basically in Mumbai, and we're planning to come up with something in Chennai. Get into those kind of jobs where you can understand. And I would recommend, you join an organization which is a mid-sized company. In a mid-sized company, you will get to learn a lot of stuff, because bigger companies are very, very, watertight. So one department will take care of only one activity. Whereas a mid-sized company, you will get exposure to multiple activities. That will really help. And then you figure out, which is a good company to, or which is a better domain for me, and go and join that. But yeah, BBA logistics is good enough to start your career, and then what you do is work for 2-3 years, and then maybe do a master's program. But that will give you a much higher. And then there are a lot of opportunities abroad. Abroad is like crazy, and I've seen a lot of students from Kerala going to Europe and into Middle East, in the Gulf, and basically for all these logistics and those kind of services. So that's a good opportunity. Hunt down a couple of these kind of companies and focus on that. Shipping companies, supply chain companies like your DHLs and Kuehne+Nagels and all that. That will really help. Yes. Any other questions? I'll be happy to take. And please don't feel that you are asking a stupid question. Don't feel that. Okay, this is something that I've seen in a lot of college students. Don't feel. I mean, let it be a stupid question. When you're getting an opportunity, just shoot those questions. No hard and fast. I have asked a lot of stupid questions. I mean, it's okay. That's absolutely fine. You never know. I mean, you might actually be asking a very interesting question. അപ്പൊ എന്തെങ്കിലും ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ പ്ലീസ് ചോദിച്ചോളൂ. I'll be happy to answer. We have 5 more minutes to go, so please. which are the entry level jobs okay, available for freshers in logistics. Okay, yeah, there are a lot of jobs actually. Okay, so every organization will have junior level jobs where you can get into a operation. It will be basically your operations. For shipping company what happens is they will have to do a container placement of containers movement in a updation of all the physical activities in the system. അപ്പൊ അങ്ങനത്തെ കുറെ entry level jobs ഉണ്ട്, basically in operations, customer service, entry level even they have sales jobs also. And then you have tech side of entry level jobs, your basic analytical job roles. So these are basically and I would say in most of these logistics and shipping companies you get into a operation or customer service role to start with, because that is something that is always available with these days. And once you have 6 months, 1 year experience, then you can figure out which are the other domains that you would really like to focus. Okay, so after my graduation, I have developing skills on my own, skills like advanced Excel and integrated with data visualization. All these skills I have acquired through YouTube games, software, skills and recipe software. Is there any other paid courses? See, ideally, for all these ERP systems, try to get into any of the entry level jobs in all these organizations. Most of them use SAPs or Oracles or some kind of warehouse management system, transportation management system. That is the best, because if you go for a very pricey kind of SAP system, it's not recommended, because you never know, you find a job in a supply chain company or a manufacturing company, so their applications are completely different. So I would always recommend get into a job where you will get the skills. It's very good, because this Power BI is becoming very, very prominent. Every organization uses dashboards and everything. That is something really good. That is something that these are the skill sets of the future, because next 5 to 10 years you will have a lot of these kind of roles coming in. Even my organization, I have a guy, he runs all these Power BIs for us. He does the analysis, he does the dashboards, all that stuff is done by that chap. So yes, and he's a junior guy. We picked him from some college only. So yes, that's the right approach, and try to get into an organization, even if it's a much smaller entry level or role. Get into an organization, learn from there. That, first of all, you don't need to pay anything, and then you get paid to learn, and then you have a 6 to 1 year experience, and then jump to another role. There's a lot of these kind of jobs in the market, especially in India and Middle East also, Middle East and Europe and all. So this is something that is going to be there. Okay, then the question is, okay, so which one I should choose, add-on courses or internship? This is better for us. See, you can do a course, but I would always recommend to find an internship in an organization, and you have to understand which organization is a little more serious about interns. There's a lot of organizations who don't have really time to spend with the intern. But if you are able to find a mid-sized organization where somebody is there to explain and help you out, that will always help, because that's a very hands-on experience. Logistics is a very hands-on, and if you go see and feel and understand, that gives you much more learning than going for a program. Yes, so try to find an internship, even if it is not a paid internship. I would highly recommend just go for that. 3 months, go for an internship, figure out, then you will get to learn a lot. Being inside an organization, you will get a lot of learning. So I would always recommend get into some company and do some internship over there and work it out. Okay, so it depends on city to city. Country to country. At least starting levels are like 20 to 30,000. on an average. I mean, in India at least, and some companies pay much more than that. In fact, certain companies pay really well. But yeah, logistics is one domain where your experience counts. So if you have 2 years of experience, that is really good. They will pay you very well. And if you go to Middle East and all that, and the pay is very high. And Europe and all, yes, quite high. Pay wise, logistics has improved a lot. In fact, the pay packages have especially gone up after COVID, because now everybody realizes your supply chain is something you cannot really work without. So supply chain is very critical for every organization, and that realization came after COVID. Before COVID, everybody was thinking, taking it lightly, but after COVID, they realized, supply chains are really critical. So the pay has also increased after that. It's a good field to work with. Abel, I hope I was able to answer your question. They will give you an idea of what the logistics and supply chain is. So all these basic courses are good. I mean, it gives you a foundation. However small it is good. When you go to an organization, at least you will be able to connect with. നമ്മളൊരു ഓർഗനൈസേഷനിൽ പോകുമ്പോൾ അറ്റ്ലീസ്റ്റ് ഒരു ബേസിക് ഐഡിയ നമുക്ക് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിലുണ്ടല്ലോ, അത് നമ്മൾ നന്നായിട്ട് ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്യും. അപ്പൊ നമുക്ക് ആ കണക്ഷൻസ് കറക്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് മനസ്സിലാവും. ആ കണക്ഷൻസ് മനസ്സിലായി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ യു ക്യാൻ പിക്ക് ഇറ്റ് അപ്പ് ഫ്രം ദേർ. സോ അതുകൊണ്ട് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു കോഴ്സ് ചെയ്യാൻ, it's highly recommended. Do some course. But yeah, get into an organization, then you figure out. It's really good. Yeah, good. Especially, I would always say, online courses are as good as your offline courses, because now, all learning is through online only. And I think, you guys are all tech savvy. Yeah, literally, that is a big, boon. I mean, you guys are all tech savvy. So that is good. Yeah, Vijay, sorry that I'm asking back the question, but one final one. Yeah, please shoot more questions. Yeah, come on. You've been trying to get into the Adani group. I've been trying to finding that. Anyway, contact is so hard. I've tried many ways and even contacted some. What you choose the demanding player. Is there any contact you could provide for me to get into a job there? Entry-level job or internship with Adani group would be helpful. Okay, so I'll tell you, most of these logistics shipping companies, ports and terminal operators, they have a direct hiring policy. You apply online, you apply through LinkedIn. That is good enough, because their systems are integrated to your LinkedIn. So in DP will also we hire from LinkedIn or these kind of platforms, because we want transparency. And Adani also has that kind of, see, Adani will take another couple of months to start hiring people in a big way, because right now their only focus is transshipment. Transshipment is what ഒരു കപ്പൽ വന്നിട്ട് അതിന് ഡിസ്ചാർജ് ചെയ്ത കണ്ടെയ്നേഴ്സ് വേറൊരു ഷിപ്പിൽ കയറിയിട്ട് പോകും. There is no what you call India business which is getting into by road or by a rail. Rail of course will take some more time. Once അവർ ആ റോഡും കണക്ടിവിറ്റി ഒക്കെ ആയി കഴിഞ്ഞ് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ they will be able to have more kind of job roles. And you will get more openings in Adani, and I'm pretty sure, because Adani have done similar kind of an exercise in Chennai also. They came up with one container terminal in Kattupalli and another one in Ennore. So when they started initially, there was hardly any hiring happening. But once the hiring, once they start operations in full-fledged, then they start hiring, and they will advertise everything online, because these organizations are also very smart. They want to have a very transparent and a flat system to hire future employees. So you can actually apply to them. They have an online system, and I think they're on the LinkedIn also. So you will find a lot of openings. But I'll tell you, getting into Adani in a junior level, see, in a port and terminal, junior level is all your operations or maybe some customer service. I don't see a big jump in customer service which is happening, because they can do it from anywhere in the world. So they will do it from their Ahmedabad office or the Mumbai office. Then you have operations which is on a ground level. Operations, you have one is yard operations and the vessel side operations. yard operations, vessel side operations, they will need people who are not freshers, but who have some amount of experience, because those are critical operations. Vessel side operations especially. Yard side operations, but that they will advertise, and you see. I have a couple of friends in Adani, and what I've understood is, they don't have a hiring manager or anybody over there right now. It will take another 6 months, because our road connectivity, they don't want to have more people as of now. But yeah, it will come, and it will come in a big way. And I'm telling you, it is not just the Adani, because just on the Adani terminal operations, because terminal operations again is getting more sophisticated and automated. Focus on the other activities. A lot of shipping companies who plan to open their offices in Toronto. So focus on that. When shipping companies come, there are a lot of logistics and supply chain and transportation companies who will, tag along. And the next activity is the transportation and logistics and services. Warehousing companies, they will start coming in. So all your DHLs, Kuehne+Nagel's, expediters, transportation companies, custom clearing companies, these will come, and that is what you should be focusing on for all entry-level jobs. At least, initial 1 year, 2 year, work with these companies. You gain a lot of experience, and then you get into a bigger company, which will give you a very, very high-paying job. Yeah, Alina, I also had bad experience where I applied for a business analyst in general in the job description. Stipend mentioned, no mention of the fee payment. When mail is received, there is fee. So can I find genuine internship roles? And see, any decent organization, they won't charge you for an internship. In fact, good organizations actually pay you. So okay, so there's one bit of a challenge where you don't find too many companies in Kerala, but yeah, apply to companies in Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Mumbai especially. They will actually pay you for an internship. Pay fee and all that. That's absurd. And it may not be a serious internship program also. So apply and find it. LinkedIn is a very good source. LinkedIn is a very, very good source, and then find out your connections and all that. See, LinkedIn is a very beautiful platform. Please try to connect with people whom you think can really help. And never get frustrated. Somebody is not responding. Keep applying. That is how it is. You go abroad also. You have to apply for a job like at least 50 companies. Then only you may get 2 calls and maybe 1 clicks for you. So that is how the world works. So please, if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, create a LinkedIn profile. Put in your basic information and start connecting with people. And start subscribing to a lot of these companies. They publish a lot of information. That is how you develop your knowledge base. And once you have a couple of connections, automatically something or other will click. There's so many people who approach me for positions and all that, and I always recommend there is a LinkedIn for DP world. You apply that. And there are a lot of people who actually got those positions. They got interview calls and all that, because our system is integrated with the LinkedIn. And most of these companies have an understanding with LinkedIn and all that. So you apply there also. Your CV actually gets it. But yes, when you create a CV, it has to be a computer. Computer should be able to read your CVs. So you have to make your CVs a little different. All your pictures and all that will not work. CV has to be very nobody has the time to read. They will use a software to shortlist your CVs. So if your CV is not computer savvy, your CV will never get even shortlisted. So that is how it is. Any more questions? Anything you want to shoot? I'll be more than happy to answer those. Please feel free to ask. Malayalam chochalam, I don't mind. Australia. Any questions? Even if it's a stupid question, I really don't mind. At least I've been in the industry for the last 20 years. I have a fair bit of an idea. So the next thing is, start applying to, a couple of companies. It depends. I mean, you want to go for your master's program, or you want to, work somewhere, gain some experience. So if you actually, gain some experience, 1 or 2 years, 1 year is also good enough. Any organization, you go to Bangalore, you find a lot of, warehousing companies, you find a lot of logistics companies, your shipping companies, ഒരു കൊല്ലം വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുക, ഒരു കൊല്ലം വർക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ട് എന്താ പറയാ, യു ഗോ ഫോർ എ മാസ്റ്റേഴ്സ് പ്രോഗ്രാം ഇഫ് യു റിയലി വാണ്ട് ടു. Even a lot of graduates gradually you get into a master's program and all that. But yeah, work somewhere. So focus on shipping companies, and I don't know where you're based. I mean, if you're based out of Cochin or close to Cochin, you can apply to shipping companies in Cochin. A lot of logistics companies are in Cochin. You can apply to DP World. I mean, if they have junior level openings, you can apply to those companies. Then Chennai and Bangalore, you have a lot of organizations, lots and lots of organizations. In fact, you can apply to a lot of startups also, because startups are also hiring in a big way in Bangalore. So work there for a year or two, and then go for a master's program. Or maybe once you have that experience, then that will help you figure out which is a better domain, and choose that. So Yadu Krishna. Okay. Hello, sir. How can you please suggest some online courses from LinkedIn Premium University? So if you Google LinkedIn, you will find a lot of courses. So try to. I really don't have on my fingertips, but there are a lot of courses which are basically on your warehousing, supply chain management, your AI integrated, those kind of things. So those are the courses you should be, focusing on. So that will give you a fair idea. Then you have your Power BIs, basically for your dashboards and all that. That is something that I would recommend. But yes, LinkedIn Learnings is also good. Even we in DP World globally also we use that LinkedIn Learning. I have done a couple of courses. It is good. See, it is good to have a fair understanding. Even before you join an organization. So it's good to do online courses. And I'm telling you, I started my career around 20 years back. That time we didn't have all these courses here. I mean, you hardly had anything. So, I would say, you guys are a generation which has got a lot of best of information on your fingertips. Done to course, you will get a lot of idea about how things work over there. So please use that. Create a LinkedIn profile. Go for courses. Coursera, I mean, that is also good. There's a lot of online, programs, and there are a lot of online programs from foreign universities also, which are free here. So there are a lot of programs which you don't actually need to pay also. That are also very good. And then there is a huge wealth of information on YouTube's as well. I mean, a lot of things are there on YouTube. So we do some critical logistics for pharmaceutical companies. So they use a particular model of transportation, mode of transportation. It's very critical, very temperature sensitive cargo. These are basically your insulins and MABs and those kind of stuff, and it has to go from India to US, and highly sophisticated. But how as a supply chain guy, I am able to learn that. So I went on YouTube and I actually learned it from there. So I'm telling you, I mean, it's a fabulous wealth of information in YouTube also. Go and figure it out. There are a lot of programs on. There are a lot of things in YouTube you won't even know. So learn from that also. That is good enough. I mean, you should have a basic understanding. You don't need for everything. You don't need a certification. Yes, in fact, I have taken a lot of my juniors who had absolutely no idea about logistics. I still have one of my team member who was a tech guy. He was working in a software company. Took him in a DP World, a logistics company, and then he's doing fabulous. He's still with DP World. So yes, you don't need to really have a very specific kind of for unless and until it's such a high skilled job. But see, I'll tell you, I mean, we are, be it any industry, especially logistics and supply chain, you're getting into much more specialized, So okay, initially for a couple of years, maybe you can go for a couple of unskilled roles, but I would strongly recommend that 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line, it will be very highly skilled. So go for something which is very skilled. Start small, but gradually grow your skill sets. That is something that is going to happen in the future, because you need to have those skill sets. Your all basic unskilled jobs are all going to AIs and robotics. And this is slowly but steadily happening in India and across the globe. Across the globe, it's much faster. But even in India, last 2 years, 3 years, I've seen a lot of applications. In fact, we use a lot of AI, we use robotics, automated warehousing. All these things are coming. So don't get into that. Get into all the high skilled jobs, and then grow. And those will be very high paying jobs also. So that is something that you guys should be focusing on. And Kerala, I mean, everybody is educated. Everybody knows about it, right? I mean, they're tech savvy. So use that. I mean, because if nobody is sitting in a warehouse or a machine, or everybody is sitting in front of a laptop or a computer. I mean, that is how the world works now. So everything is online. You can become an exporter out of India. You can ship something out of India without even going to a warehouse, or everything can be actually managed from your computers. So that is the future. Even the customs, your supply chain companies, you can place a booking with a shipping company online. You can place a booking with a freight forwarder online. Everything can actually be done online. So you really don't need to be physically there. So get into that highly skilled, job sets. That will really help you guys. I hope, Ananda Krishna, I was able to answer your question. And yes, a lot of these companies are hiring. In fact, sometimes in DP World also we want to have more people, but we don't get that. So that is there. Lot of companies are hiring freshers. Nothing like that. You get into their GSA global shared services. They normally hire freshers. They train them for a month and then they put them on the roles. But please, keep searching. Be very positive. You get rejections, don't get dejected, because you never know. Out of 10, maybe 1 or 2 may click. But yes, keep hunting. Keep hunting. That's what I always tell my juniors. Keep hunting, and you will find something about that. Absolutely. Any more questions? Yes, I have. Sir, which company, in your opinion, that do internship in logistics? Any logistics company? I cannot be very specific. There are 2-3 major domains where they take freshers. One is a shipping company. Your Maersk Line, your MSC, your OOCLs, and your Costco's, CMS, CGMs. These are all shipping companies. You Google it, you will find. I mean, in my presentation also I put all the top shipping companies. They take a lot of freshers. If they don't take in direct operation, they take in direct operations as well, operations and customer service and your sales and marketing and branding. They take a lot of freshers. Then you have your supply chain companies, so very focused on supply chain, entire end-to-end supply chain. So these companies are your DHLs and your expediters, your Quinn and Nagels, your Shankers, DSVs. These are giant European and American companies. They take a lot of freshers because they always need people to manage the ground activities and stuff like that. Then a lot of airline companies, your Emirates, your Qatar Airways, your Lufthansa, your British Airways, all these guys also take a lot of freshers. So you have to apply for those positions. Try to find, most of them are there on LinkedIn, or go to their website and then you can apply. You can apply anywhere. I mean, and the world is very, very. You can connect everywhere. Absolutely fine with that. So these are the couple of companies you should be focusing on, and I hope, I mean, you have a LinkedIn profile and all that. You should be able to get it. But I hope, Shannon, I was able to answer your question. Okay, logistics and supply chain management offer vast opportunities in today's world. So could you please explain how one can start a successful run a company or a startup in this way? Oh, okay. So logistics. Okay, so that's very, very, very question. In fact, logistics is one area where you can actually have a startup. So I have a couple of my friends who worked for a year, not slightly more than a year, maybe just below 2 years, and they have a startup. These guys, two of them have a startup, and they do small, last mile deliveries and online transportation solutions. Then I have a friend of mine who started his own freight forwarding company. So logistics is one area where you can start your own company very easily. You don't need to, and if you want to start a basic freight forwarding company, you don't need to have an office also. You don't need, actually, you just need the experience and your connections, right connections, and you can start your own company. So warehousing is something which is coming in a big way in Kerala. Small warehouses, mid-size warehouses, small, quick commerce ke liye. Because basically your Swiggy, Zomatos, all these guys need, to store something in the warehouse. If find some warehouse, nobody is using that, take that on a lease and offer to these companies. They will be more than happy to take a decent warehouse. Because I'm telling you, I mean, you're not able to get a good warehouse in any of the cities in Kerala. Good quality warehouses. All you have is godowns and those kind of stuff. Now I have seen a lot of warehouses coming on the highways and interiors and all. So yes, people are thinking, and a lot of business coming in. So these are a couple of potential startups that you can look at. Maybe small scale transportation that can be done. Last mile transportation, which is very good. Small transportation. A company brings in, puts in a warehouse, from warehouse to the stores. You can look at that transportation. It's a small transportation. Lease some vehicles, maybe one or two vehicles, and do a small run. You can do the milk run. Those kind of activities. You supply to multiple stores and take the deliveries. Those kind of. So yes, logistics is one domain where you can actually start your own. 5-10 years of experience, you can 20 years of experience, you can start something on your own. I have people sitting in Chennai, in Bangalore, are running businesses across the globe. Just sitting in Bangalore, they are running air transportation. They don't need to be physically there. They have offices across, but yes, to start in those kind of businesses, pretty good business. In fact, you have something called a ship chartering or ship brokering. You charter ships. So I have a friend who's been a merchant Navy guy. I mean, he was captain in the Navy, and he started his own business of chartering and ship brokering. And so he charters tankers basically. So he charters. You chartering, the whole chartering business happens in Singapore. So he sits in India and keeps traveling here and there. So that is something that you can start. So that is one area where anybody can. And logistics is one domain where you can start any companies. I mean, any number of companies. That's a very good thing to do. Okay. Right. So yeah, that is, you have an expertise in a particular domain in logistics, you can start a company on your own. And a lot of these smaller mid-sized companies are actually started by somebody who thought I can do better. They were all working in some of the bigger companies, and then they started their own business. So you can start your custom clearance. That's a big, at least you need a license to start that. But other freight forwarding and all, you don't need any license or anything. You can start. You have your connections. 5 years down the line, you can start your own business, and you can run that business sitting in Kerala. You don't need to travel also. Easily, you can be managed. Yes. Any more questions? Please ask. I mean, any questions? Please feel free to ask. You don't need to hesitate. I mean, please. It's a good opportunity for you to understand. So I was doing a similar kind of a session in Mumbai. I mean, and then I was like bombarded with questions. They ask so many questions. In fact, I didn't keep much time for Q&A. So, but then they bombarded me with questions. So I would love to hear more questions out of you guys. And please don't hesitate. I mean, you guys are doing very good here. I mean,
Sir, if there are no further questions or doubts, can we conclude the session?
oh yeah. I mean, I think we're good to go. We can conclude the session. That's fine. Thank you everybody. Thank you for your patience, and all the very best.
So, on behalf of KDISC and all participants, we extend our sincere thanks to Mr. Siju Siddharthan for taking the time to be with us and sharing us such valuable insights. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for that enlightening and informative session. And learners, thank you all. And before leaving, please do fill out the feedback form I have pinned in the chat box. Thank you all.